What the Cabin in the Woods didn't tell you, the real giants beneath us. Ever watched The Cabin in the Woods and thought it was just another horror movie? Looks like a normal teen scare, right? But here's the thing. The story behind it, way creepier than what's on screen. Want to know the secrets? Hit subscribe and stick around. We're about to dig into stuff most people don't even hear about. So here's how the movie really goes. 5 friends head out to a remote cabin for a weekend getaway. Just a normal trip, or so they think. The moment they arrive, things start feeling off. Doors creak, the woods are too quiet, and that old cabin? It's rigged with traps and cameras everywhere. Every step they take is being watched. Then the weird stuff starts. One by one, they encounter all kinds of monsters. Zombies, giant spiders, mummies, even creatures that look straight out of your worst nightmares. But here's the catch. The monsters aren't random. A secret organization controls them, releasing the right ones at the right time. They're orchestrating the entire scenario, making sure the ritual goes exactly as planned. Each friend faces their own horror. Some get cornered by monsters, some narrowly escape traps, all while the organization watches, taking notes, adjusting the scenario. Nothing is real, yet everything feels terrifyingly real. And the ultimate twist? These kids aren't just unlucky, they're sacrifices. Ancient, godlike powers require them. And the organization exists solely to make sure the ritual happens perfectly. When the plan starts to fall apart, chaos erupts, monsters break free, and the world outside the cabin is at risk. The movie ends with the realization that someone, or something, is always behind the curtain, pulling the strings. Reality is being manipulated, and the stakes are way higher than anyone realized. But legends don't stay confined to films. In Malta, there's the Hal Saflieni Hypogeum, a vast, ancient underground complex carved long before written history. Its layers, hidden rooms, and narrow passages have seen few explorers. Lois Jessup, a researcher at the British Embassy in Malta, wrote of her descent into one of the so-called tomb chambers. She convinced the guide to let her and her team investigate a small opening near the floor of the last room on the lower level. In her own words, "Adventure at your own risk," he said. "You won't get far."
I wore a long skirt with a belt, and as I led the team, the others held onto it. With half-burned candles, we crawled through the narrow tunnel, laughing nervously. Then, I saw them. About 20 giants appeared from a gap below me. They walked slowly along the ledge. I estimated them 20 to 25 feet tall. They paused, turned, and all raised their arms toward me, palms down, like reaching or searching.
Jessup's friends pulled her back. A sudden gust snuffed the candle flame. Days later, she heard from a friend that a school principal and 30 students had attempted the same path. Their rope was severed. None survived. Some say, for weeks, the cries of the children echoed through the tunnels, but no one came out. The hypogeum dates back to around 3000 BCE. Some rooms contain statues, like the Sleeping Lady, and elaborate wall paintings. One hall resonates at over 110 Hz, creating effects that slow the brain's language center and stimulate the emotional prefrontal cortex, almost a soul-separating state. And it gets stranger. Some skulls found here are elongated, like those seen in South American sites. Legends say these were made to imitate the gods themselves, seen by early humans as giants or visitors from the stars. Some researchers suggest these people might have been hybrids, human and otherworldly guardians of Malta's prehistoric secrets. Georgios Tsiokarlos uncovered more mysteries across Malta, ancient track marks in the limestone, some leading into the sea, whose age remains uncertain. Local legends speak of cyclopean giants, and when combined with the skulls and megalithic structures, it suggests a highly intelligent, ancient race, possibly connected to the giants themselves. Legends, traces, mysterious underground passages, and eyewitness accounts, all concentrated on this small Mediterranean island. They whisper one thing: the world is far stranger than the history we've been told. Years ago, a Persian Magi priest from the Zoroastrian faith keepers of one of the world's oldest religions claimed that ancient Persian and early Japanese languages shared sacred roots. He said the early Shinto faith of Japan descended directly from the Magi's original fire rituals. But his most controversial claim was that the true duty of the Magi was not worship, but protection of something living deep beneath the earth. He called them the Titan gods, beings older than mankind, sealed below ground, watched over for thousands of years through ritual and sacrifice. He warned that modern stories, like Japan's attack on Titan, misunderstood the message. The anime's rebellion against the Titans, he said, was the exact opposite of the Magi's purpose.
In their tradition, the Titans weren't enemies, they were sacred, guardians,
and betraying them would bring ruin. Across the world, countless reports of giant skeletons have surfaced, bones far larger than human size, found in remote caves and ancient burial mounds. Yet, almost every discovery has been quietly erased. The remains were taken by one institution, the Smithsonian.
They never appeared in public exhibitions.
Instead, the artifacts disappeared into archives.
Researchers who spoke out were silenced, their papers retracted.
Some say the Smithsonian is more than a museum, an arm of the hidden government, preserving control over what humanity is allowed to believe about its own origins.
If true, it means our history, the story of human civilization, isn't incomplete by accident. It's being edited, managed, protected, and the ones pulling the strings might still be serving the same ancient powers that the Magi once swore to guard. In the movie The Cabin in the Woods, a secret organization sacrifices young people to appease ancient gods sleeping beneath the earth. Their rituals maintain balance. If the sacrifices stop, the gods awaken, and the world ends.
But what if that wasn't fiction? What if that story was a warning, disguised as entertainment? The Magi spoke of Titan gods hidden underground. The Smithsonian erased evidence of giants. Cultures across continents described rituals meant to keep the old ones asleep. It's the same pattern, repeated under different names. In Cabin in the Woods, those who broke the ritual triggered the destruction of everything. In our world, maybe the same rule applies. The moment we uncover too much, the moment we stop the sacrifices, the ancient order collapses.
Maybe that's why certain discoveries vanish. Maybe that's why stories are turned into myths, not to deceive us, but to protect us. And if the Magi were right, if the Titans are still beneath us, waiting, then every missing explorer, every sealed excavation, every forgotten legend might not be coincidence. The world you know is just the surface. Beneath it lies history the powerful refuse to name. Subscribe and follow the whispers, because the next story may reveal what was never meant to be found.